Hello, the story I want to tell you today is called The Ball Gown. I'm not going to tell it, I'm actually going to read it to you because I'll be able to get the accents and everything a lot better. Barbara put down the telephone with a sigh. "What's up?" asked Jock, peering over the top of his motorcycle news. "Sam, that's what." "What's she done now?" That was her head of year on the phone, complaining about her state of dress, and she's been disruptive again. Mrs. Grant said, and I quote, and Barbara began to mimic the upper crust voice of the caller. "Tomboy, there's no other word to describe her, Mrs. K. I'm afraid Sam is a teacher's nightmare. Sassy in class, never tidy in dress, and I'm sure, Mrs. K, you do give her the once over before she leaves home in the morning." The corners of Jock's mouth twitched as Barbara continued what had been mostly a one-sided conversation. "In class, she never looks tidy. Her shirt is always hanging out of her trousers. She never wears a skirt. Her tie is always askew or missing altogether. And do you know, Mrs. K, your daughter wears odd socks and slops around with untied shoelaces." Jock chuckled. "That one should have been a boy. She hates wearing school uniform, much like me when I was her age. She'd rather live than die in her scruffy old jeans with holes at the knees and that old red jumper which is far too big for her. Did you see her trainers? She needs some new ones." "New ones?" Barbara nearly exploded. "Jock, I bought her new ones exactly a month ago. Now look at them. Sole busted open, covered in muddy stains because she will insist on playing football with the boys down at the park. As for the odd laces, one blue and one red. She changed the original black ones the trainers came with and said they were not cool. I'll give her not cool when I get hold of her." "Oh, so that's where she got the laces to tie up her bonny brown hair." "It's no laughing matter," growled his wife. "She's a lovable mess," Jock said fondly. "Her dark eyes are always full of mischief, and she always makes a joke about everything. She's the boy I never had." Barbara mentally wrung her hands in despair. What was she to do with this child so different from her sisters? She could see she'd get no support from Jock as far as taming the wild child was concerned. She sighed a deep sigh. "I guess I'll have to kidnap her from football and take her shopping again." "Oh, that's the spirit, love," responded Jock, going back to his paper. Barbara glared at him. She wished he would try and support her with Sam, but he gloried in her boyish ways, seeing in her the son he had always wanted. "How I hate going shopping with her," she said. "It's like pulling teeth to get her into anything other than jeans. Then she insists on boys' jeans and cuts them deliberately so that they don't look new." Jock grunted. "I like her the way she is. The others are young ladies, into all the things you women like, ever since they started following Gok Wan. They haven't been interested in going to football matches with their old dad." "No support from you then. Now there's a surprise," Barbara said with a trace of resignation in her voice. "The girls have all tried to encourage her to be more feminine, but look what she did with their Christmas presents. The lovely jumpers, the perfume, the makeup, stuffed in the back of her wardrobe, and they haven't seen the light of day since." Jock slowly turned the page of his paper. "You do what you think is best, love, but remember the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink." Jock slowly turned the page of his paper. "The girls were saying yesterday that all their efforts to try and help Sam to look after her hair and skin and at least look good have been rejected." "Oh, that's my boy!" "Sorry, I mean my girl." "Jock, I could do without you encouraging Sam to behave like a hooligan. I think the girls are right. We have to do something. Perhaps get Gok Wan involved. See if he can make her take a pride in herself." "Oh, leave the child alone," he growled. "She'll grow up and turn into a young lady soon enough. But it'll be when she's ready. Until that happens, there's nothing you or I can do about it. So let her enjoy herself while she can. Do not force her into a mould she's not ready for. Stop worrying, woman." A few weeks later, the date of the school leaving prom was announced. Jim Cunningham, the captain of the school football and cricket teams, caught up with Sam on the way home from school. "Going to the prom?" he asked casually. "Don't think so. Haven't been asked. And you can't go if you don't have a partner, and I don't have a dress, and I can't dance. Besides, proms are for girly girls," she said breathlessly. "Aren't you a girly girl?" "No, you know I'm one of the lads. Besides, none of the boys I know would ask me." "I'm asking you. Sam, will you come to the prom with me?" "Are you joking?" "No, I'm not joking. I really, really want to go to the prom with you. Please say yes." "I'll have to ask my mum first. Can I let you know tomorrow?" "Sure. See you same time tomorrow then for your answer." Sam nodded. Ooh. That night, after dinner, Sam decided to tackle her mother about going to the ball. "Mum, I want to go to the prom. And I need a ball dress." Her sisters choked on their cups of tea. Jock looked up from his motorcycle news sharply, wondering if he had heard right. Did this mean he was about to lose his football companion? Was she going to turn into a girly girl? "You know that will mean dressing up in a long ball dress and having your hair done, wearing high heels and having your face made up," Catherine, her second sister, remarked tartly, checking the items off one by one on her fingers as she thought of them. "Do you think you can hack it, kiddo, being a young lady for once?" Sam made a face at her and then fixed her eyes on her mother's face. Barbara was exchanging worried looks with their father. "How much will it cost?" Jock, always a Scot, counted cost first. "Zoe's dress cost £500, answered Sam quickly, as if £500 was more like 50 pence. £500! Jock exploded. "That's daylight robbery!" "Then there's the petticoat, not to mention the sandals, the tiara, the necklace, etc., etc., etc. Doesn't stop at the cost of the dress," pointed out her eldest sister Jennifer. "Don't forget the hairdo and the makeup," put in Alexandra. "Zoe's mum has already booked her a facial and a hair appointment, and she's getting made up professionally." The words tumbled out of Sam's mouth. "How much?" Jock asked again, putting down his paper and peering at his youngest daughter over the top of his reading glasses. Sam twisted her fingers and tears trembled in her eyes. "I asked how much," repeated Jock, his voice slightly raised. "Hairdos are at least £80, remarked Jennifer. Jock pursed his lips. I'm not sure we can afford it," began Barbara nervously. "Going to something like this is very expensive. I think the answer this time is going to have to be no." She struggled to make the family budget stretch. Having the two eldest of her 4 daughters at university did not leave much the budget for extras. Hesitating, she looked at Sam and saw the tears of disappointment well in her youngest daughter's deep brown eyes. She spoke slowly, weighing each word before she uttered it. "I suppose I could make you the prom dress myself rather than buy it. That would cut down on expense. The Asian shops have some lovely fabric and sandals. I could ask Auntie Flo if she would help me." Auntie Flo was not really their aunt, but a very dear West Indian friend of the family. "Would you really, Mummy? Would you really make me a dress?" "I can try." Sam flung herself into her mother's arms and gave her a huge bear hug. "We could do your hair and makeup," offered Catherine, relishing the chance to work her magic on her youngest sister. "You'd have to learn how to walk and dance in heels, and that's not easy," observed Jennifer. "We have 4 weeks until the prom to turn you from an ugly duckling into a beautiful swan," sang 18-year-old Alexander, twirling in a dance around the room. Sam looked from one of her sisters to the other, then finally at each of her parents, her eyes bright with unshed tears. "Could you really," she asked, "could you really turn me into a beautiful princess?" "Only if you do as we say," chorused her sisters. "I will, I promise." The 4 weeks flew past. The girls took Sam in hand, moisturizing her skin, shaping her nails, teaching her how to walk and dance in heels, trying out various treatments to make her black hair shine like polished ebony. They shaped her eyebrows and tinted her lashes. She went on a shopping trip with her mother and Auntie Flo to the Asian market and shoe shops in the nearby small town. They came away with beautiful floating burgundy voile material and taffeta for the lining of the same hue, and matching burgundy sandals with heels. Barbara and Auntie Flo spread the beautiful fabric on a sheet and on the floor, and carefully pinned and cut out a wedding dress pattern, modifying it so that floating panels of voile would fly out as Sam danced. Then, with a sewing machine perched either side of the dining room table, they sewed long hours, turning the beautiful fabric into a lovely ball gown. Finally, Auntie Flo made a many-layered net petticoat to wear under the skirt in order to make it stand out. Catherine took Sam to Magic Box to buy the tiara and other sundries she would need to achieve the effect she was hoping for. Every night after school, Alexandra gave her deportment and dancing lessons, and Jennifer brushed her hair till it shone. Each sister determined that their little sister would be the belle of the ball. The night of the prom arrived. Sam was beautified and zipped into her unique designer ball gown. It fitted her to perfection. On her head was the sparkling tiara. She looked like a fairy tale princess. The strappy sandals gave her height and poise. Her glossy hair cascaded from a ponytail high on the crown of her head and into curls. "Jim's a lucky chap to be taking such a beauty to the prom," said Catherine, tucking the final red flower clip into the last shining black curl and standing back to admire her handiwork. Tears sprang to Barbara's eyes. "Oh my!" exclaimed Jock as he caught sight of his tomboy daughter. "I never thought I'd see this day. My little brown duckling has turned into the most beautiful black swan princess. Sweetheart, you look so beautiful, just like a princess." His eyes were misty with unshed tears of pride as he took his adopted Asian daughter into his arms and gave her a fatherly hug and kiss. "Thank you, Daddy," she whispered. "I feel like a princess, but I will always go to football matches with you." And this is what she looked like in her prom dress, ready to go to the ball.